Are you dating the shy Virgo or the charming Libra? Do you really know what is it that makes your partner tick? Love is an exciting, scary yet powerful thing. Hi, I'm Anisha. Welcome to my channel on astrology, tarot, and life tips. I've put together this cosmic relationship guide which will hopefully help you navigate your relationships. Of course, that said, all relationships require work, some require even hard work, a lot of understanding and mutual trust. So, I'm going to be talking briefly about the zodiacs, the different elements, the modalities that are there, and then we'll talk a little bit about love and relationship tips. So, please ensure that you watch the video till the end. You may miss out on some things. It's important to understand the elements that the zodiacs comprise of. It will help you get a deeper insight into your partner and in your relationship. I will really appreciate if you could subscribe, like, and share my video. It will allow me to create more wonderful work for you. Today, we are going to be talking about the earth element. Earth element comprises of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricornians. And these are further divided into different modalities, even though they have similar elements, that is, they are all earth based. But we have a cardinal, a mutable, and a fixed sign, which are operationally, which make them quite different from each other. Similarly, all 12 zodiacs, they are split into different elements, and it allows us to get an understanding as to what really works. And even though they may be, say for example, a Scorpio will work very differently from what a Pisces would, yet both of them are water signs. Now, the element of earth is attached to everything that is being grounded with, salt of the earth. Stay grounded, stay true to yourself. These are all things that we hear which are very relatable to the earth signs. Also, they are people who are very dependable. They do not shirk away from not just hard work, I think, but also being persistent and be able to persevere is one of a very earthy qualities that is there. Also, as is stubbornness, that of course comes along with the package. So we're going to be talking about Taurus at the start, and Taurus is also what, if we can break up all the three zodiacs in different categories, we can look at the child, we can look at the adolescent, and then of course we can look at the adult. So we'll start with the child, that is Taurus, and they are ruled by Venus. And for them, for your Taurian partner, a lot of romance is required, a lot of physical comfort is required, and also a physical expression of love. In fact, Taurians express themselves physically best. So you may find that your Taurian lover is either is very physically demonstrative, or if he or she is not, maybe there's a shy element inside. Maybe there's a water element that sort of makes them little shy to approach you. So you and they will really appreciate it. Please ensure that you're not doing this on the first date, and this especially if you have a Taurian spouse and a partner. If you've been in a relationship for a while, ensure that you give them lots of hugs, ensure that you hold them, ensure that even when you're walking or when you're sitting together, remember to hold their hand. They really appreciate, they feel grounded. There is a sense of feeling wanted that comes by a physical touch for Taurians. And for Taurians, they normally put up this really formidable exterior. They'll come across as this very stiff upper lip and no nonsense, and they don't want to deal with any BS, and they just want to sort of stick to the facts and just go about life. But they love flirting. Once you get beyond this exterior of theirs and you get to know them a little better, you will realize that they are a big one for, they have a great sense of humor, they love flirting, they love to be wooed. And like I mentioned right at the beginning, that your Taurian would love nothing better than, and doesn't have to be something really, dramatic. They have, by the way, a very low tolerance for drama. But even if it is just holding hands, you're sitting together, and if you're walking, just hold your Taurian partner's hands, and they will really, that speaks really volumes for them. Another tip for you would be for your Taurian partner or your spouse or your dating potential, your love interest would be to connecting with them over ideas. They love talking about their work. They love discussing ideas. They love to ideate about what they plan to do with their work, even if it has to do with their beliefs, their motivations, what is it that gets them going every day, what is it that has inspired them. And they will really appreciate if you sort of contribute to it, or if you become a partner in crime in this, and if you enjoy equally, whether it's discussing movies, whether it's discussing screenplays and saying, oh, this is how this was directed, or I love how that actor enacted, or that history of that actor, or how that book was, converted into a movie. And they would just love talking about, discussing ideas, ideating into things. And also, even though some Taurans come across as really being very laid back, almost placid, they you don't get fooled by it. They I think move in reserves. They have their energies and they'll store it all up, and then in another burst there'll be big flurry of movement will be there. They will be working out, they will be doing projects, they'll be writing, they'll be getting out and going off for hiking. And then you'll find this spurter where they'll just be sort of be sitting back, and they'll be watching and observing everything around. So that is their just way of recuperating. That said, they are really drawn to passion. So if you have your own passion, if you are someone who's really driven by certain projects or things that are very close to you, it doesn't have to be something that your Taurian interest or your lover or your spouse is doing. It can just be absolutely be something really separate. Then that is something which would really make your Taurian partner not just be attracted to you, but that is something they will really value. And that is how they will look at their partner. So keeps that, they have, because a passion attracts a passion, and they can relate, they can understand on another level completely on that. Also, another tip would be not to shy away from taboo subjects. And Taurians, while it's often not a good idea to be talking about religion and politics on a first date, but if you have been seeing each other for a while, and actually, let me correct that. I think, it's often not a good idea to be talking about politics and religion, unless and until you're married, then that's all right. So they do not hesitate to talk about things which are really taboo. If why is it that certain, say, religious sects behave that they do, or why is it that politics is the way it is, or a certain country how it is governed. They love to talk about all of this, and as sensitive, and you may feel, and I think a lot of people get really riled up the moment they hear opposing views. But for a Taurian, they will give you this space to voice your own point of view, and that is something that they will respect, because they definitely have their own point of view, and they're quite happy to give you that space and let you share that, and let you also disagree with them. That said, Taurian completely respects an opposing point of view, and specifically if you have one, then that does indicate that yes, you have a mind of your own. The last tip for you would be to remember little details. So if they have shared some little trivia with you, it could be a childhood memory about how they'd fallen off their bicycle while they were 4 years old, and what had happened, or the memory of their first pet, or maybe something about their siblings. And if you're able to sort of recount that with them, or if you're able to remember their first pet's name, that is something like, they will hold you on a pedestal, and they'll hold you, as someone who really cares enough for them to be remembering these small details. As much as thanks to a lot of astrology books, which say that, oh, Taurians love luxury, Taurians love food. While all of that is true, But for Taurians, besides the love of comfort, of food, and about home and surrounding themselves with beautiful things, is this little detail about being um, acknowledged as a person, being remembering what it is that they share with you, because for them to share it's not very easy. Remember we spoke about these huge emotional barriers that they have, and if you've managed to get past those barriers, and if you're holding that trust for them in a good space, then you're for keeps for sure in a Taurian's eye. We're now going to be talking about the lovely Virgos, and Virgos love hard. They love with their entire heart, and they're always, pursuit. In fact, when I think of Virgos, I'm little bit reminded of the Fool card in tarot. It's that little naivety when you are, setting off an adventure with hope in your eyes and love in your head, and everything is going to be all right. And even though there's a small dog in the tarot card that is barking up at the person and saying, "Please be careful, don't jump off the cliff." But Virgos live in little bit of that kind of an, I would say, a space in their head where everything is good, everyone whom they come across is wonderful, and there's a lot of idealism as well. So hence they're often being accused to be these really nitpicky people who are very critical. But the thing is that they will bring nothing but 200% of themselves in the relationship. So when you are dating a Virgo, or when you have a Virgo spouse, or there's a lover potential Virgo, be very clear that you have to be getting in your 200% into the relationship, that you're as committed, as honest, as hopeful as a Virgo is. And even the thing with Virgos is, even if they, your Virgo partners, even if they feel they have found the right person, they're still going to be little cagey about really sharing completely their vulnerabilities, because that is how the zodiac is. They are. While there is a lot of hope, so here's where the contradiction is. There is also this fear of being getting hurt. So it will take a sort of I would say a while for you to be getting your Virgo partner's trust in, but once the trust is there, then there's nothing like it. A very important tip for a Virgo is to be kind. Virgos, I think, along with Aquarians, that's another sign. But Virgos also, if you are rude, whether it is with a waiter, or you're at a restaurant, you're impolite, you're rude with someone over there while ordering food, a Virgo will never forgive you. They will make that little note, and you are off the dating list, or even if you are a friend or someone's love interest, they will not look at you with good eyes. Also, if you are being mean to animals, especially stray animals, that is something, another thing which a Virgo will never forgive you. So, and on the other hand, you're someone who loves to pet a stray dog, or loves to pet animals, or you acknowledge animals, or you acknowledge the voiceless people, or you acknowledge small children who are there. People who are, or I would say, spaces or areas wherein people who do not really are can stand up for themselves. That is where Virgos, that's a short way of winning a Virgo heart. And in a relationship, I think that is something which a Virgo really aspires for. So for your relationship, for your Virgo partner, it's very important for you to be displaying that empathy, displaying that kindness for them, and not just for them, for just because they're around you, all of a sudden you go and you pat a dog and you speak nicely, and after that you're this total monster. No, I mean, you genuinely will have to be that way in order for a Virgo to, in order to keep a Virgo. Let me put it that way. Also, Virgos love talking about the current affairs. So while I won't say that they don't tolerate fools, but they like a well-read person. They like to talk about a lot of different things. So also, this is a very polite way from them to get to know you better. So don't be shy away from divulging things about yourself. Share with them about your life. About, the more they know about you, the more they will trust you. Similarly, in a relationship, don't keep secrets from your Virgo partner. They will, I think, to begin off with, they trust very easily. So they will go with that thing that I'm not keeping any secrets. I'm sure even my partner is not keeping any secrets. And if you have been keeping secrets and later on your Virgo partner comes to know about them, not just that there is going to be a lot of heartbreak, but it'll never be the same, even if you're married. It can never be the same for a Virgo, because the amount of trust that they bring to a relationship is implicit, absolutely. And the last tip for you is to don't be shy away from, you know, I wouldn't say showing off your intelligence, but yeah, show off your smarts. You know, Virgos love smart people. Virgos love to learn. That's another big thing. I think it's not just about that superficial thing about that, oh, you know, I'm so intelligent, or I know so much, or I want to be with people who know so much. There is a genuine curiosity to learn. There is a genuine curiosity to know more. So they're very happy to be amongst people who are well read, who are intelligent, who really know this stuff. They want to learn more. Even simple things like if you were to share that, oh, I went for a vacation over here, what did I do, the kind of wine I had, which make it was, from which vineyard it was, they would love to know all these small details, and they will sit and they will absorb and they will vicariously live through the entire experience. The last on the list are the lovely Capricornians. Ruled by the strict Saturn, the Capricornian comes in quite prepared for a tough fight. I think they are like the Navy SEALs of the zodiac. They get in completely prepared. They know it's not going to be easy, it's going to be messy, it's going to be tough. So there is no crying, there is no whining, there is no complaining. They are like quite prepared for the messy bit of it. That said, Capricornians are big romantics, and it's very hard to, envision that such a strict planet ruled under Saturn. How can they be, drawn towards romance? But they are one of the, I think they're the teddy bears of the zodiac. They have this really hard exterior, but they're really softies inside. If you get to know a Capricornian, I mean, they are the most loyal friends ever. I think my closest friends are Capricornians. They may not often have some very nice things to, or reality checks to give you, but they are also the kindest and the most expansive of the zodiacs as well. They are, with Capricornians, in a relationship, you have to keep one thing in mind, is that they prize their routine a lot. So they don't like this spontaneity. They appreciate it. Now, you can go ahead and you can have your spontaneity, but do not drag them into it. Do not tell them at 2 in the morning or at 4 in the morning that let's go and let's go for a run, or let's just get out for a drive, and they're not going to be liking it because you did not warn them the night before. It's not that they don't want to. So ensure that with your Capricornian partner, or even with your Capricornian love interest, and if you're in a marriage, just remember that it's not, and that's where people get confused, it's not the surprises. They would love, if it's their birthday, please surprise them with something nice, but it's just the spontaneity, or they consider it as lack of consideration, that you can't just announce things and expect them to throw everything that they have planned very carefully and march ahead with you. So that is something that they do not appreciate at all. Another tip is to know your food and your wine very well. Capricornians love a good meal, and it may not be like really this elaborate 7 course, though they would love that as well. But they love if you have a complete knowledge about your wine, which pairs, red wine pairs with which kind of food, white wine pairs with which kind of food. A nice table is laid out. Food is, even though they can just be 2 dishes, but it's laid out very nicely. The shining, gleaming cutlery on the table, and they really love to entertain in a nice home with a well laid out table, and they really appreciate your knowledge. In fact, when you're dating and you talk about food, the next step is to build them something. Capricornians love DIY. In fact, I suspect all the DIY channels on YouTube are run by Capricornians. They would love it if you just build them a chair. Or if a chair is too much, if you just build them a small table, they will be very happy. Or even if not that, just build them something. They would love the hard work that you've put into it. They love these handmade things, crochet things, or you've made them if you're dating a Capricornian woman, ensure that you have sort of procured everything, sawed, cut, built it with your painted with your own hands. There's They would love that more than you just swiping out a credit card and saying that, yeah, I'm paying for it, though they won't mind that as well. They appreciate money. But a DIY, doing something in which you have invested time, you have chosen, you have sort of invested your energy into it, is something which Capricornians would really appreciate. The last step is to have your own life. Capricornians, as much as they're big softies, and I think they make the best parents. I think Capricornians are the most fabulous parents. But as a love interest, or as a Capricornian spouse, stroke partner, stroke lover, success is an aphrodisiac for them. So please don't be in that really space of saying that, oh, the world is out to get me. I cannot do anything with my life. Everybody is, or nobody is giving me any work. Poor me. They have no patience for this. Because as far as a Capricornian is concerned, if the world is being unfair, we strap on, we get out, we go out and we work and we hunt for work and we get the work and we try and manage our life to the best of our ability. We do not sit and cry and whine. So you're you are better off if you do not sit and whine in front of a Capricornian. You need to be having your own life. You need to be, they will be very not just pleased. I think your relationship will be enriched if your Capricornian partner sees you having your own life, doing your own thing. In fact, they will be immensely supportive as well. They make extremely supportive partners. They will, in fact, get into it and tell you also, "Oh, let me come and fix this for you, let me set that for you, or let me get you this research papers." They want you to succeed, but they are not going to be sitting and holding your finger and making you succeed. That work you have to do on your own, and that is something you need to be taking off your Capricornian's shoulder. They, in any case, I think they have the entire world on their shoulders. So don't add to your set of complaints or your disappointments or the unfairness of the world. Have your own world. Be that confident person who has everything, mostly everything under control, and can make up his or her own mind. There's nothing more attractive to a Capricornian than to have an independent partner. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. I do hope that you are enjoying these episodes on cosmic relationships. I do hope that they help you. They are these little nuggets. Please do share feedback, and please do remember to like, subscribe, and share. It will allow me to create more work for you. I would love to hear from you if there is a specific aspect that you want to know about your partner's zodiac sign. I would love to explore that cosmically in detail as well. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for